Hi everyone, this is NeelamSohaib, and today we will discuss a new topic which is buildings on the coast. As you can see in the world, there are different countries where buildings are present on the coast or near the coast. The building structures that are present on or near the coast have high risk of coastal erosion, and this coastal erosion can undermine buildings and destroy lands, roads, utilities, and infrastructures. And in some places where waves erode cliffs and other coastal features, people who are living there are at high risk, and the buildings in which they are living are unsafe to use. What is this coastal erosion? Coastal erosion is actually the wearing away or the destruction of land and the removal of beach or dune sediments by different actions. For example, wave actions, tidal currents, wave currents, drainage, or high winds. Now you can see there are four pictures given, and in these four pictures, erosion has been done by different ways. In first one, you can see erosion is done by waves. In second one, erosion is done by drainage. In third picture, you can see erosion happened by winds. And in the last one, you can see erosion by tidal currents and the wave currents of this ocean or the sea. In this coastal erosion, we will discuss two types of the cliffs. The first one is the cliff which is made up of soft rocks, for example, chalk or clay. These cliffs are so soft that they can erode very quickly by contacting with the waves of the sea. And houses made along such coasts are quite often fall onto the beach as the cliffs erode. For example, eastern coast of England. The second type is the cliffs which are made up of hard rocks, for example, granite, carboniferous limestone, hard sandstones, and they can erode very slowly. For example, western coast of the British Isles. You can see this is very hard rock cliff, and it takes a lot of time to erode. In this diagram, you can see hard rock and soft rock. And the soft rock is less resistant and it erodes very quickly. And it is making a V shape, which is called a bay. What is this bay? A recess of land partly surrounded by the hills. So the hard rock cliffs erodes very slowly, but the soft rock cliffs erodes very quickly. In the next diagram, you can see as well that hard rocks are taking some time to erode, but the softer rocks, cliffs, have been eroded very quickly. And here you can see this yellow portion, yellow U shape, which is called a bay. Now we will discuss the differences between hard and soft rock cliffs. Hard rock cliffs, these are high, steep, and rugged. Such cliff face often bare with little or no vegetation. They cannot easily erode. They have large boulders and rocks at the bottom of the cliff. The mass movement occurs as rock fall. In soft rock cliffs, we can see less steep and sloping cliffs. They often made of soft clay, for example, chalk, and they can erode easily and quickly. Vegetation often grows on the slope because of fertile land. Mass movement occurs as slumping. Now we will discuss Dunwich, which is a small village in Suffolk on the eastern coast of England. And this village consists of few houses and other buildings. It had 9 churches and 500 inhabitants. In past, it was a large and prosperous port at the mouth of the River Blythe. In January, a very strong storm came and it swept away 3 churches and 400 houses. Tons of sand and shingles piled up across the mouth of the harbor, cutting it off from the sea, and it forced River Blythe to take a new direction to the north of Dunwich. Whole streets and buildings destroyed into the sea after many years. By 1677, the waves had reached the marketplace, means in the middle of the city, and by the middle of the 18th century, most of the town had fallen into the sea. In 1919, the last of the original churches also fell into the sea. After falling off cliff, human bones from one of the old graveyard can be seen on the beach, and in this way this whole town has been destroyed. What is land reclamation? It is actually a process to create new land from sea or riverbeds, and the land reclaimed is known as reclamation ground or landfill. What is the process to get this reclamation ground or landfill? To create new land in large bodies of water, for example, oceans, rivers, or lakes. This is done by filling a section of the water body with rocks or cements, then adding clay or dirt on the top to match the heights of the new and old land areas. A very famous example of reclamation project is the Palm Island in Dubai. The Palm Jumeirah is the world's largest man-made island. It is built on sand drenched from the bottom of the Arabian Gulf in rocks. Its area is equal to about 800 football pitches, and it stretches into the Arabian Gulf in the shape of a palm tree, consisting of a trunk and a crown with 16 fronds, a curve of rock forming an 11-kilometer long breakwater surrounds. In the Netherlands, Dutch people cut off sections of the delta of River Rhine from the sea using walls of the bricks and stones called dikes. What is this dike? It is an embankment for controlling the water of the sea. For example, if the river is having more water and that water is coming into the city, to control that water, we will use dikes in the form of piles of the sands so that we can stop water coming into the city. In the Netherlands, Dutch people used pumps to lift the water into the canals, and the fields reclaimed from the sea are called polders. And these polders are actually the tract of low level reclaimed from the sea. And this is very fertile, and they grew there wheat, barley, and sugar beet. I hope you understood the concept well. Please do not forget to read it and learn it well. Do not forget to subscribe the channel so that you can get notification on uploading the new videos. Thank you. Best of luck.